Hello everybody, how are you? Joe here again, and gosh, a melee of stars at the moment, and now I'm here.
Where? Oh, here! Sorry, okay.
Now I'm here with the one and only Chris Farrell. You're going to be calling me Oprah soon. Now I'm here with the one and only Chris Farrell. Hello Chris.
Joe, it's a pleasure to meet you. Well, we've met before, but it's a pleasure to spend some more time in your company.
Thank you so much. Thank you for agreeing to have this little interview moment with me here.
I'm honoured.
Okay, Chris, I've got an audience of people who are either sort of thinking about starting their own businesses, both on and offline, or maybe have just got a business off the ground and are kind of thinking which direction they now want to take it in. I wonder if you could tell the guys out there what got you into internet marketing, what inspired you to start your own business, and why in particular it was internet marketing that you went for.
I'd be delighted. So what inspired me to start? Well, a few things. Firstly, I loved the feeling of the fact that geography wasn't a problem. The fact that you could really, I know it sounds a bit cliche, the fact that you could really do this anywhere and work from home. I think that's what attracts an awful lot of people, and that certainly was one of the factors that attracted me. I also knew a guy in the United Kingdom who'd been doing this for a few years, and he'd made over £1.8 million just from doing it a few years. And I was fascinated, all from the computer, from his spare bedroom, and he's a friend of mine, and I got him to show me his business, and I looked at it, and I don't know if you've ever felt this, and as I started looking at it, I thought, I think I could do this. Have you ever had that feeling? Yeah.
Not 1.8 million pounds, or whatever.
Well, I think you can.
Not yet.
And then I started to look at it even more, and I started thinking, do you know what? Not only do I think I could do this, but I think I could do this better.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more kind of motivating than somebody you feel that is fine, is good, but you're thinking, I know I could do this, certainly as well as he is. So that kind of inspired me. I thought I owe it to myself to actually investigate this a little bit further. So that's kind of really where it started for me.
Okay, so you clearly had a bit of a belief about what you felt you could achieve, but you must have had some fears associated with that as well.
I had tons of fears, and I'm really pleased that you brought that up, because I don't think fear is something that's talked about that often. We all have fear. Starting anything new, naturally. Brian Tracy, I was speaking recently with Brian Tracy at an event in London, and he speaks about the path of least resistance, and what he means by that is we're all naturally as humans conditioned to take the path of least resistance because we just really want an easy life, and those that are super successful know that to be successful you can't take the path of least resistance. And it's easy to do things that are simple because it's comforting, isn't it? It's easy. Only when we step out of our comfort zone do we achieve greatness, but it's scary, and that's where the fear comes in. Now the problem is that most people use this fear as an excuse not to actually see through their dreams. People all say things like, and I've been guilty of this, oh, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, he can do that, I don't know how to create a website, I'll do it when I lose £10, when I put on £10, when the kids leave home, etc. It's easy to give ourselves reason not to do something. So we all have fear. That the thing is, though, not to use the fear as a reason not to do something. It's actually to use that fear as what's the word I'm looking for? Something to galvanise you to push through. So fear is very common. It's how we react to fear.
Yeah, using it as an energy.
Yeah. It's funny how many people use fear as a kind of a crutch as well. It becomes almost a comforting thing. Oh, I can't do that because I don't know how to create a website. It's kind of almost a convenient excuse. And once we stop thinking like that, it's quite amazing what is achievable. But it all starts with thinking differently and not using fear as an excuse. We've all got fear. Get over it. We're all scared. We're all scared.
Absolutely.
And once we admit it, it actually doesn't become so scary.
Yeah.
We all look at people talking at events and they're up on stage and thinking, oh, well, they're all together, they know exactly what they're doing. They're all still, scared to different levels of fear. So the point is not to use fear as something to
comfort yourself with.
Comfort yourself, but instead push yourself forward despite having the fear.
Yeah, okay. I actually... Gosh, I heard something a few years ago now about motivation and about fear and motivation, and how actually we can, almost cripple ourselves with just thinking so negatively about things. And actually, if we stopped thinking altogether and actually just went out and took the action, then that would, on itself, create the motivation to move forward.
Do you know, it's interesting you said that. I heard somebody say something similar as well, and they said, "Now let me get this right." Uh, the, the the expression was, everybody tends to think a lot of the time about scarcity. People think things like, "Oh, I haven't got enough money," and it all tend to be generally kind of negative thoughts. The way around that is to make your goals so big that your problems in your life, and we've all got problems, we're always going to have problems, but how do you get past them? And this is how you get past them. You make your goals so big that you think about these big goals, that your problems kind of almost fade away in comparison, because you're spending your time, when you would have normally thought about your problems, you concentrate more on your goals. Now that might sound a little bit, you know, to some a little bit for cliche, but I do this. And I will still have 10 minutes a day where I'll be a little, oh, I need to do that, oh, I need to be worried about that, and then I'll stop worrying, and then I'll start concentrating on the goals instead. And then you're into a different mindset, and the results you get as a result of this are incredible.
So what keeps you burning on a daily basis? What kind of keeps you motivated, keeps you moving forward, and really sort of gets you excited on a daily basis?
My wife does like to buy a lot of shoes. Killing me.
So there's the secret.
That's the secret. Do you know what? It sounds, again, almost a little bit trite, but it's so much fun, this business. Internet marketing works. It takes work. It's not get rich quick. It took me 6 months before I made anything. It's a huge amount of fun. You get to meet some amazing people. The thing I love, the CEO of Google said this actually. He said there's no such thing as competition anymore in business. Not in the internet. Not at the moment. It's all collaboration. We could all be in exactly the same market, even promoting the same product, and still do well. Both of us, all of us, even if it was the identical product, because the web is still so young. Many feel that they've kind of missed the boat. They feel, oh, I should have got involved years ago. I've said this to you before, Joe, but Google is not even a teenager yet. You know, we're still on the starting blocks. It's still in its infancy. It really is the gold rush. It's one of these rare times in history where we're ahead of a curve, and this opportunity won't come around again, and that alone keeps me excited. I see results every day. I see incomes every day, and I hope that doesn't sound, you know, arrogant at all, but I see every single day, and it's not like a fluke. It's not like one day then not for another few weeks. It's every day. It's regular residual online income, because I have worked hard to learn some new skills. I've taken massive action despite being scared and having fear that we spoke about earlier. I've implemented what I've learnt, and I've seen the results. It's not really brain surgery. It's just taking that first step that we all find so difficult. And I started in 2008, but something not many people know about is I thought about this in 2003. So I spent 5 years doing nothing.
Just thinking about
so
it.
I procrastinated as well. So I know a lot of people probably feel, oh, it's that starting, but just start, and it will change. After asking my wife to marry me, despite her shoe obsession, creating a web business has been the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my final question. I think you may have already answered it. Really, what would you say to my audience out there now who are either just thinking about it, or maybe have just literally got off the ground and are full of fear, and you know, are other people going to judge them, or you know, where do they go from here, or what should they do? And that was kind of going to be my last question to you. What message perhaps would you, if you haven't really answered it already, really?
I'd say firstly, this web business works, but it takes work. It's ethical. It's not a scam. It's not a con. There will always be people in any industry that are con people and scam people, but the web sometimes still has that reputation, unfairly so, because it's new to most people. This is how you make money online. Can I quickly tell you in 30 seconds?
Yeah,
I'll tell you